Hey, what's going on, world? And welcome back to the CheyTea podcast, baby. That was dumb. Wait, that was dumb? Wow, that was crazy. Anyways, take two. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hey, what's going on, world? It's your girl Shy, and welcome back to the CheyTea podcast. Oh, we are tired. We are tired.
Sleepy.
Sleepy. Need a nap. We are not young.
Listen, see I am?
She said, I am not 21.
Kai.
Tired. Long night?
It wasn't even long. Like, it was just like, you should have just went to your yard.
I know those ones when you go out and you're just
Like,
like
it's not like it was a bad, like, you just know you're going to be tired.
yeah, and you know, like you should have just stayed at home.
Should have just drove the car to the highway when you had a chance.
Listen, I definitely know those ones. That's why, like, every time when people are like, oh, where's your sister? There's a reason why I don't go anywhere. I am tired.
That part.
My bedtime, like, I can't
That's
function.
why I always drive to the functions. Like, all my friends can say, I'm always driving. That's why I don't really too tough get drunk, because I'm driving, so when I'm ready to go,
It's home time. You don't have to wait on
I don't have
nobody.
to wait for nobody, because
Yeah.
I'm the one who has to get me home. Me on God.
Hop in my car. Goodbye.
God and I. So,
God and we.
gotta go. Like, I'm out. I'm at function.
Oh, my goodness.
But hello, friends. You know,
It's been a while.
look a new setup and thing. You know.
Well, I mean, this is not
Kind
a
of.
new setup. This is more so like a temporary setup. But this is the new podcast room.
So basically, like I said, it's a new setup.
Yeah,
it's
but
not
we'll just
set
out the
up yet.
furniture. It's not set up yet, but this is the new. This is a new area, the new home.
The area.
Yes. So, yeah,
Take time.
Yeah, I just couldn't get things together, and we were gonna pod before, we had to. But then, yeah, that didn't make any sense. But I'm just saying to you right now that it's been rocky, but we're back. But anyways,
You already know the vibes. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at CheyTea Podcast. I'm, as per management, I'm going to get better at the socials. But
do you promise? You keep saying this.
okay, I'm not listen, but I promise nothing. Because all I want, a promise is a comfort to a fool. So,
Well,
what
I'm not a
going to
fool,
do-
and don't comfort me. Just do it.
You're annoying. Anyways, follow us, because it's gonna be a work in progress. We're gonna work. We're gonna start off.
And you're
things that
taking,
can pull us.
you're taking over it this weekend.
Oh yeah, I'm doing fun stuff.
So
You know,
show the fun
So
stuff that you're doing.
Well, they don't need to know. When you see it, you'll see it.
Yeah, but you have to
Okay?
follow us in
You
order
have
to
to
see
follow.
it. Okay,
in order to
follow.
see it. Okay. And then follow us, like and subscribe on YouTube. You already know. Comment, guys. I haven't done this in a while, so give me a second. So CheyTea Podcast, YouTube.com. Thank you. Comment, like, subscribe, all that. Watch it. Watch the ads. You know.
Download the episodes. Download the episodes.
Yeah.
Download the
Spotify, Apple.
episodes.
You already know the vibes.
Download them.
I have to work on my speech,
Download
but
it.
you guys get it.
Yes.
You already know what's going on. You know.
Yes.
Can we update? Like, have we done anything, or have I done anything? Have you done anything?
Yeah.
What have you done? Because I feel like I haven't done anything.
Man, the Argos game.
Oh yeah, when Big Miss
Choreographed that.
Shantae came
Yeah.
to the Argos game.
Yeah,
How
my
was your
students.
experience in my home?
Not my home. Honestly, it was cool. It was cool. It was cool to be out on the field. Like when I first walked out there, I'm like, dang, this is
It's
huge.
kind of nice.
It's nice. It felt all like, professional.
Felt important.
Yeah, I felt important. People that were like, hey, Cheyenne. Da, da, da. I'm like, are you the choreographer? I'm like, that's me. But yeah, my kids did a very, very, very good job.
Shout out to the youth, them.
Shout out to Gotta Dance and for, allowing me to do that with them. A lot of things have been happening. Life has been lifing mainly.
Not in
But
a bad way, just very much positive.
yeah, positive and some negatives.
Yeah, but,
we'll get into that later. But, for the positives, it's just been busy teaching, adjusting. Got a couple more music videos coming up for November.
Outside.
I'm working. So as much as you don't see me on this podcast as often, I still like have to do a whole full days of work of work, and then teaching work, and then choreography, and then artists, and then this, and then that, and yeah, so it's a lot.
So you just
Yeah.
follow us to keep following.
Yeah.
You know the vibes.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what you got to do.
Yeah.
Stay updated. So we
You
can
know?
stop doing these updates.
You know what I'm saying? And we did the Beanie Man show together. We both performed there.
Big
So
up Beanie Man on Alkaline. I know you're dead.
yeah, we did that. Did our
That was
thing.
fun.
It was fun. It was like the first time we performed together in a while.
See. Honestly, I've noticed that, like, Shan's, like, really the only person I can perform with and, like, not have to, like, look around me.
Yeah.
Because, like, I know she's doing the same thing as me.
Yeah.
But I think that just comes with being related and
just knowing
being
each other
related.
and just knowing how I am and how I
and
behave.
how she stays.
So
you know?
she just makes sure, and I look for her. She looks for me. She listens to me. We kind of just know when to go.
Yeah.
So
Like, we don't know when to go, but we know when to go.
Yeah. We don't know, but we know.
Yeah.
You know those
us?
ones? Man.
Big facts. What did I do? I finished a 6-week training program, which was fun. Great experience. Very different. First time working with the artists in my life, so that was fun. Step out of your comfort zone, friends, because when you do that and you try to...
I was yawning.
Oh, I thought
Sorry.
I did something. I was like, what? Yeah, like I was saying, step out of your comfort zone. Try something new. I didn't get to stay for the whole last session of it because, again, like she said, we performed with Bean Man, so I had to go rehearse for that. And he basically made us just, like, freestyle, like, literally, like, the entire time. And, like, if anybody knows me, I can freestyle, but I get nervous because I'm always like, what's going to come next? And the whole purpose of freestyling is to, like he said, be free in your style. And I was like, wow.
No, that's a bar.
I'm saying.
Shout out to Derek.
I should have mentioned that. His name is Derek. Big up Derek. And I was like, wow. Like, and you can just do. And it was honestly really fun. Like, half the time, to be honest with you, I had no idea what I was doing. But I was just dancing. And then he had, like, a mix on. And, like, Call Me Every Day was Kid and Chris Brown. It was like a mix of that song. And I was like, I like it here. So that was my favorite part. But it was fun. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Going to continue doing training programs. So, because, Argo season soon done. Because, outside I get cold.
Yeah.
But
Listen, today was freezing.
brother,
I was cold.
Like, why do I drive with my heat on?
Yeah, no, I was
In November?
I was big
Not
cold.
even November. We're still in October.
I was cold.
It was
I was
cold.
freezing.
But yeah, all I'm really doing right now is, I shouldn't really say all I'm really doing because I'm just doing training programs and just, trying to continue to be that girl. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I have a training program coming up that you can sign up for if you would like to do
follow
it.
City Setter Dance and
Yes.
at Cheyenne Chante at CheyTea
Yes.
Podcast. All of that for your
Yes.
information.
I am doing the I'm doing the podcast. Lord have mercy. I am doing the program. The first 3-week sessions I will be doing. So it's a 6-week session. I will put the flyer here. Go do what you got to do. And if you need any more info, hit up City Center Dance. And sign up if you want to dance with me because I'm great. Okay?
Period.
All right. All right, let's just get into this episode. There's a lot of updates. There's a lot of life.
Just a lot of talking.
Just a lot of
lifing.
talking, and I'm not even going to hold you guys. I am exhausted. So, listen. All right. Mans have to catch flights. Like, I'm saying.
I'm tired.
So, let's just start off with, just being transparent with everything. I don't know about you, okay? But life has been lifing.
When she's...
Okay?
Insert the meme. Dear life. Suppose mid-week.
Suppose mid-week. No, but for real though, because I just don't understand why life is lifing the way it is. I don't want to sound ungrateful because I have life. God is covering me and God is protecting me. Amen.
Hallelujah. But
I have been having moments where I had to sit down, look around, and just be like, all right, me get it now. Please give thanks. Yeah? I got it. It's just been so much going on. I know I'm not the only one. A lot of my friends that I've been talking to, everyone. I feel like almost everyone is going through or went through or is going through some type of something.
Well, it's like
seasonal blues.
Yeah, seasonal depression is what they call it.
Yeah.
Seasonal changes is what the girls are calling it. And if you believe in zodiac signs, it's like Mercury and Gatorade or something like that. And it's like the girls are talking about it, and it's true. Like I'm telling you, like when the seasons change here, like of course I'm definitely blessed to live in the country that man's live in, but Brenda, when it gets cold outside,
Yeah.
it's like you don't want to do anything.
It gets cold in people's hearts.
Yeah, and like you have to be. This is why they call. This is why they tell you to find a boo and stay warm, because if you don't hug up with somebody, you're just hugged up by yourself. It's cold.
You're cold.
So like you just, and like sometimes you're just like me. Like I don't even like, nothing has to happen to me for me to be in a mood. Like I'll just be like,
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Sorry.
Anybody ask you for your 2 cents?
My bad. Keep going.
But sometimes I just be in a mood, and it's not even like nothing wrong with me. Nothing wrong with me. I'm okay, but I'm just like sad for like no reason. And
No reason.
No reason. Or I'm just mad or irritated and nothing's going in. What's wrong with you? Nothing.
Yeah.
And like it's really nothing. And I'm just like in my feels and I don't know why. And like for the like she said, like for the last couple of weeks, nothing was wrong. I'm fine. But that was just moody.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I've just been like, you know, and I'm glad I'm not the only one that's going through it, because I was talking to one of my friends and like she was just like, girl, I don't know what it is, but I've been crying every single day. And she has just been going through it. Like everybody's going through it. There's so much things in life that like, you know, as we're growing up, we are just seeing it unfold. Like inflation.
You're really trying to see that like life is life.
Yeah.
And like when my mother said outside was expensive, she wasn't lying.
Yeah, like everything is just chaotic. It's expensive. I'm looking around and I'm just like, what is this? What is that? How can I afford this? How can I afford that?
Like every second thought is money, 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 money.
Yeah. I have to budget. I showed you, I have to budget almost every, like down to like the gas, no matter what the gas price is, I can't go above my price for gas because I've set a monthly budget for it, which is good. But it's like, there's so many things that are happening and it's like, you're just like, at sometimes, like, as much as you can try to prepare for things, or like,
you can't be prepared until you're in the situation.
Until you're in the situation.
Like for me, like I was just talking about that with a friend. Like we were talking about like more so like marriage and stuff. But like you can't really be prepared for anything unless you're in it. Like you can take notes and take advice and be like, okay, A, B, C, D can happen when I'm in this situation. But until you physically or emotionally are the one dealing with it, you'll never really understand.
Yeah.
And somebody can tell you, oh, you can do this, but you actually have to do it to, like, understand, like, what's going on.
And I think at the end of the day, we're all humans. Like, everybody is going through something. And it's like, you're not the only one. And you don't want to seem like you're the only one. So, like, if you complain or, like, you know, you're ungrateful or whatever, that's not what the case is. Like, I know I'm not the only one, but let me just
complaining, though. It's just me venting. Like,
let me just let it out.
Yeah, like, I'm not really complaining because at the end of the day, like, they always say, like, everything can be worse, and the shit can be worse, but right now, this is my worst.
Yeah.
And let me just vent. Like, I know that everything's going to be fixed, but let me just let it out, because sometimes all I really need to do is just complain why gas is so high. It's complain as to why the people that are taking up my insurance every rotted month. It's complain why I have to pay for the car that I drive. Let me do that.
No,
like, just let me do that
in
peace and just be like, you know what, I feel you. And that's it. Like, I don't necessarily need you to figure out a solution for me. Like, I just want to vent.
Do you have a person that you can go to and, like, talk to?
Yeah, I have a couple. Like, certain things, like, I don't go to, like, everybody for. But, like, if I just want to call somebody, just vent. Like, obviously, everybody knows I'll call you. And, like, we can talk about rent, money, and how life is expensive. And, like, you know. But, like, we figure it out. And we move. I have other friends where I can just pick up the phone and be like, yo, dog, life is expensive. And, like, and they know that I'm not calling them for them to give me a solution or to give me money or to do those things. I'm just calling you to tell you that it's shitty right now. But I'm fine and I'm blessed and highly favored. But at this very moment, I just need to vent. And that's it.
No, it's like I have friends for each scenario because there's some times where I need advice for certain things. So I have the friend where, like, I can call and sit down and, like, just cry and just be raw and real. Yeah. And then I have the friend where I can, you know, if I need someone to give me a solution or give me, like, you know what, like, sometimes you just have to do this. I have a friend that can literally read me and tell me, like, yo, you know what? Sometimes you just pick up yourself and just do this, and sometimes you have to just couch on a couch and just lay down.
My friends just tell you, shut up, stop being ABC, and do this.
Yeah, and then I have a friend, like, who's a little bit of both, where, like, I can be as, like, raw and like real with them, but it's like a balance where like I got the advice, I'm still emotional, but I can go to this friend and tell this friend about those two, like,
No, literally.
and then after go to them and then they can make me feel better too. So like I really have like 3 people in my life that I can
have
like
one friend that I can go
talk
for
to.
all of those situations. Everybody knows who that is.
Yeah.
And I can literally talk. She'll give me she'll tell me, like, she'll be that friend to tell me what I want to hear, to comfort me, to listen to me, and then at the end of all of what she does, tell me what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Like, she'll give me all of the above. Tell me what I want to hear. Tell me that I'm great. Tell me all that jazz, but then tell me, no, this is what you're going to do.
And because like
And this is what you
because
have to
I'm a person for you, sometimes like even when it comes to like my issues, I like to go to other people first so that when I come to you, I can tell you what happened, I can tell you this, but I can also like show you that like I'm good and like I'm okay.
Because like sometimes there's certain things that I really can't help you with.
Yeah.
Because like I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, and you don't understand.
And I don't get it.
Certain
So like, and
situations.
it's not a bad thing. I don't know. I'm gonna have to come to you for that when I reach it. That's like when all like my friends are like in relationships and they're asking me for relationship advice, and I'm like, who? I'm like, me?
What's that?
But I was that friend, which I found so weird sometimes. Cause I'm just like, how am I supposed to help you? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, like who comforts you
Like-
like when you need comfort in? That's sometimes where like you have to start asking yourself
And
that.
you don't need a bag of people to do that, friends. PSA.
No.
Like, you don't need to have a bag of, and like, you have to make sure you know the difference between the friends that you're also telling your business to. And I feel like that's such a broken record, and like we always talk about those things. But you have to make sure that whoever you're venting to is a person that you can fully trust with your life. And I've always said this, all of my friends I can vent to, but I know one person I can tell top to bottom, and she's not saying a word.
Yeah.
Not to say that I
It's just trust.
disagree, but it's just like but this took decades.
Yeah, it's
to build
not.
that
It's not
trust. It
something that
just
just
didn't
happens
happen
overnight.
overnight.
You can have your people when you have those situations, but I mean, not everyone is your friend.
Facts.
So
And I feel like people are still learning that even in this big 2022.
no, that's a lesson that will always be a life lesson. There's no
Exactly.
expiry date for it.
True.
Because everybody learns and values in different ways.
Yeah.
So I just think if you know who you value or you know who you can trust, like those are the people that you can have conversations
I
with.
basically feel like, how would you feel if you were to treat the person the way somebody's treating you? And if you were to feel like shitty or like you were to feel good, like go off of that. Like, don't be friends with people that like.
But not everybody has that mind frame.
Sure.
Like they're not gonna. It's not that easy for some people. It wasn't that easy for me at one point, but
Very true. And I always used to be like, I don't understand how you don't.
yeah, like it wasn't. But sometimes it's just like certain circumstances need to happen, and that's what I mean by life. Like, I know everyone's going through it, but sometimes certain situations can like really teach you something. And like, I'm a firm believer in God, and recently I went through something where like I was kind of blindsided about a situation, and I didn't see it coming. I thought everything was like okay, I hit a little speed bump, but I'm like, I've never done anything like this. It's a solid relationship, like everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And then I got blindsided with something, and I didn't know how to react to it. I didn't know what to do. I immediately just like was like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, what is this? Like,
Yeah.
why is this happening? Like, and then I started to like sit down. That's when I just had my moment where it was like, it was late at night where I got the news. And then, I had to like go to my bed because, it was late. So I had a hard time sleeping. And then when I woke up, it was the first thing that was on my mind.
Yeah.
I'm going to work, and then like it's just on my mind. And I literally had a moment where I went to the washroom and I just started to cry.
I've had one of those at work before.
Yeah, I just closed my eyes. I started crying, and I my pastor told me this. He was like, sometimes you can just be real raw and just truthful, like when you're talking to God, and it doesn't matter, like, because it's like you don't need to be like a sugar coated stuff when you're talking to him, because he already knows what going. So I just closed my eyes and I just started crying, and I'm just like, listen, I don't want to sound ungrateful. I don't want to sound like whatever, but like, dog, take it easy upon me, please.
Yeah. But sometimes when things like that happen, like, I think that it's also his way of trying to like throwing a curveball at you to see how you deal with it.
Yeah.
See what happens.
And
Because
at
sometimes
first
he likes to. I feel like if we forget to do certain things, he'll throw something at you to be like, oh, remember, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Remember, like, don't forget. Don't
Yeah.
forget to wake up in the morning and give thanks. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like certain situations get thrown at us for us to learn how to figure them out.
And I think it's also like your faithful wounds,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, I mean, like, I'm not the most religious person in the whole world, but I know what I believe in, and I know that, you know, that's why I'm walking with it, right? But it's always like walking by faith and not by sight.
Yeah.
But in that moment, I just said, "Yo, like this is not what we're supposed to be doing."
And it's okay to feel that way. And every day is a learning process. Like, sometimes I feel like, oh my gosh, like, why do I feel like this? But like, it's okay to feel. Like, it's
No,
okay
it is. It's okay to have the moments, and that's
like,
when
it's okay to feel like you're upset or like you're losing it. But just always remember that, like, we'll tap on the shoulder. Hello, I'm still here.
Yeah, and that's fine for that. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's when I had in that moment is that I didn't think about tapping on my shoulder if somebody was there for me or whatever. I was just upset.
Yeah.
I was mad.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yo, like, this isn't right. Like, why is this happening? This is somewhere where I felt like this was solid. This was something that I felt like this was good for me. Like, why is this happening? And what is going on? Like, I was upset. And I had that brief moment. And then it's like, you know, just getting messages from two people particularly, and just them thanking me and telling me that, like, I was the best, and like all these things. And it's just like, that's when, like, you know, the emotion started to like kick in, that like it was real.
Yeah.
Right. And then after that, it's like, as I'm upset, maybe like 2 or 3 days later, an opportunity jumped on my lap, and it was like, we need you to do more with this and more hands-on with this. And I sat back and I said, Cheyenne, if you were still doing this at this place, you wouldn't have time to do all of this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
How would I be able to take on so many opportunities if my schedule is so full?
Yeah.
So then I looked at it and I was like, all right, well, this may not be something that I thought was going to happen or I thought was going to be the case, but like I can use this experience and use it to my advantage. Mm-hmm. And I can say, okay, you know what? This door was closed, but another one was opened. And then in that moment, that's when I just said to myself, like, okay, everything's happening for a reason. So as like time is going by, I'm realizing that, like, you know, it didn't work out this way. I didn't go down this road, but this road is taking me down somewhere else. And there's more opportunities and there's more things for me to be grateful for. But in moments, what I'm really trying to say is that everybody can feel like giving up or can feel like they don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I feel this way about the podcast. I'll be transparent with you. I have been sitting down here and I've been like, yo, like, I started this with this person. Now this person's not here. I've been trying to do this on my own. And maybe I'm in way over my head. Maybe I can't do this on my own.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just not it. I get upset and I'm like, yo, but like, you invested, you did this, you did that. People will tell you, like, you know, I see you have a podcast. So it's like, when I doubt myself, I doubt everything.
But I've realized, like, even, like, when I watch, like, people on, like, YouTube, like, my favorite YouTubers, they'll be like, sometimes I just didn't want to be here. And, like, I'll just, like, I learned that, like, you shouldn't set, like, a certain schedule for yourself that's going to make you go insane.
Yeah.
Just let it happen. So, like, some YouTubers will be like, listen, I'm going to upload when I feel like uploading, or I'm going to do this when I feel like doing it. And they've slowly gotten, like, back into their groove. Like, it's okay to feel like you're burnt out and, like, you cannot do something. You don't, just because you said, oh, I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that doesn't mean you have to do that forever. If you feel like you're burnt out, you feel like you don't want to do something, give yourself a second.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be like, do I really want to do this? Like, oh my gosh. And if the answer eventually is like, you want to do, keep going, and then come back and here we are, sitting down. Like, it's okay to feel, because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, no, it's definitely okay, but it's definitely okay to have a moment where you doubt
like,
yourself,
where you don't feel like,
and you don't feel like doing it. And that's just a part of life, and that's what I'm starting to realize. That that's why when I say life is lifing, it's lifing in all aspects of my life. It's lifing in my relationship. It's lifing in financially. It's lifing in my work. It's lifing in my mental. It's lifing in everything, family, everything. Everything is just lifing. And I'm realizing it, and I think that's where I had that moment where I got cheesed, and I'm just like, what is this? And it's cool, and you know, that's why it's like, I want to say I'm going to do this podcast. I want to say that an episode's going to come out every week. I want to say that, but now I'm really going to start saying to myself, like, I'm going to put as much content out as I can, And
Yeah.
when it comes out, it's going to come out. Am I going to try to be, you know, committed? Yes. Am I going to
Yes.
be dedicated to it? Yes. Am I going to have moments where I need to take a break because I have so much things going on and it's really like, yeah, you're with me and you're doing this with me. But it really is now for real like a one band man like show, like
Yeah.
one man band. Is that what the saying is? Yeah.
One band, one sound.
There you go. Whatever.
Yeah,
you know what it
whatever
is? It's just one
Y'all
person
get the
show.
point?
I'm the director, I'm the artist, I'm the everything.
She is CheyTea Podcast.
Right?
I'm here for the vibes.
Right. And it's like because I am that person, I have my moments. And that's why and the podcast kind of has been up and down and that's just how life is and there's nothing I can do about it, but if I'm going to be real honest with you, that's how I feel. Some days I just don't feel like doing this.
And you're entitled to feel that way. It's your podcast.
I know.
And you make the rules. So if you feel like saying fuck, well, I don't know if we can cuss. If you
Cuss,
feel like
cuss,
saying
cuss,
F
cuss,
it,
cuss.
I don't feel like doing this, then that's okay. But if you wake up tomorrow and say, you know what, I changed my mind, I want to do it, then that's how
Right?
it go.
Right? And just wearing so many hats is so hard. Like, I know we're all over the place, but like, yo, I am
Hence the life is lifing.
right?
She's venting.
I'm venting. I am an accountant. I am a dance teacher. I am a girlfriend. I am a daughter. I am a sister. I am a friend. Like, I am all of the above. And sometimes I sit down, I'm a podcast host, and I'm just like, yo, like,
I didn't sign up for this.
what is this? Like, what is all this that's going on? And then it's like, am I not allowed to be human? Am I not allowed to have moments where I second guess myself? Or, you know, or is it going to be looked like frowned upon to me if I'm doubting my work or if I'm doubting, you know, my choreography or if I'm doubting something? Like, why does that get used against you when you have a moment of self-doubt? Like, we're not all humans.
But then I feel the opposite. Like, I'm not doing enough. Like, I'm not busy enough. And then it's just like, but what is busy enough? Because I see people who, like, are burnt out. I've seen one of my friends. She was burnt out. And, like, she was just doing a lot. And I'm just like, okay, so maybe a lot is, maybe that's not how I want to feel. So it's just like, it's either I feel like I'm doing too much or I feel like I'm not doing enough.
Yeah.
And it's like, so where's the middle ground
There's
here?
no happy medium.
And, like, where am I going to find that? And I'm figuring that out right now.
Yeah.
I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm working on it. Because I want to do more, but I also want to not do so much where I can't handle it.
And I think that's why the situation happened with me.
Yeah.
Was because
You were doing too much.
I was doing way too much. Like, it was Monday.
And you were talking about the fact that you were doing too much.
I was, and I was
And
saying
you were complaining.
And I was
that you were
complaining about
doing
it.
too much. And you said that you had to figure out what you were going to do because you were but guys, she does absolutely the most.
I'm like
In real life.
in real life. Work during the day, come home for 2 seconds, go teach.
And teaching is a lot.
Teaching is a lot. Like, I've had to now, like, get a book and start lesson planning. Before, I don't know why I didn't do this from a long time ago, because this has made my life so much easier. But before, I would just go kind of knowing, and, like, it would just feel natural to me. So, like, I don't really plan. But I just started to, like, plan my days because it's helping me get through because I'm doing so much. And
When
it's
you
not
write
just...
it down and see it, it kind of just makes it flow a little better.
It flows better, and it's like I just don't want to feel like am I being repetitive? Like, I don't want to second guess it, so I need to, like, write it down and see it because I'm actually doing the most. And I was complaining about it, and I was like, yo, how am I going to be able to be here, do this, and also have this time? I have one studio that I'm doing like 14 dances, and those are not including my weekly classes. And I was just like, how am I going to do this?
But this used to be your life. You were just the dancer.
Yeah.
You'd have 17
Right.
members at competition.
But I wasn't 31 in a healthy
I know,
relationship.
But if you notice, this has always been the pattern of your life.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's always been the pattern, but I've never had
But now
this
is
much
a
responsibility.
Yeah, and now this is a breaking point.
like
where you're
this.
like, damn,
Yeah, it was
I'm feeling
always
it now.
me.
Yeah.
It was always just me.
Yeah.
But now I have to think about, like, what I do is affecting the people that are around me.
Yeah.
Like, my time and being so busy, like, and my relationship, like, I need to make sure I make time for those things. So that's why when, like, all these things are, when one door closed, as soon as it closed, another one opened, and it gave me so much more opportunities, and which is why I'm so...
time on our own.
Yeah. So now, like...
Wiggle room.
Like, as upset as I was about the situation, I'm like, yo,
She can rest our body, rest our
I have
front.
a day off. I have a day off. I mean, not for that long, but you know,
Well, like, you know, like it's
not a consistent for like from now until June.
It's
But
a time to settle yourself.
Yeah.
And just breathe.
and then there was so much happening during that time too, like new setup, new area, new place. So it's like, okay, so I'm dealing with all that at the same time, which means it's like, you know, for this whole situation to just be said the way it's said right now is sometimes you just can't control what's going on.
You just have to let it
Just let it go and let it flow.
and just take it one day at a time.
As cliche as that sounds.
Yeah, and as it does get better, and like I've seen life get better. Like I've been in situations where I feel like it's not, and I feel like, oh my God, it's the worst. Oh my gosh, it's never gonna get any better. And then I'm not waiting in the dark for too long. The light is right there. So again, as cliche as it sounds, it does get better. You just have to believe it.
You just have to make the best out of every situation.
Make the best out of every situation. Believe in your heart that it'll get better, and know that it will, and it does. But
and even if you have the moment of where you feel like it's not going to get better,
that's okay.
That's fine for you to have that moment. Bawl your eyes out.
Let it out.
Go talk to somebody.
Crying is healthy.
Very healthy. Trust me.
Crying is okay, and sometimes crying helps. Sometimes all you really need is to cry.
To cry. A good cry to make you feel better.
I've had moments where like, oh, like, ball live in Iwata, and then I'm just like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed all over again because you're holding in emotions that like you should have let out a long time ago. And I can definitely relate that when everything happened with me in February, I kept that to myself. One day I just bawled with my therapist, and she's like, this is what you were holding in for all these months. And I'm like, yeah, because I didn't want to talk about it. And I did, and I was like, I feel good now. Like, I'm okay. Like, life is not lifing anymore like it was.
Mm-hmm. Everybody has that moment. I mean, it's still, everything is still kind of fresh for me, but like, I'm happy at the fact that like I found a better outcome than where I was at that time. And it's like, not to say that I'm not grateful of the situation or like where I was or like whatever, not like I'm not going to miss. Girl?
Sorry, G's on peace. Manu here apparently.
Clearly. Not like I'm going to miss some things, like, you know, I am going to miss, but I know that I can still easily be in contact with people, and like the people that I care about will care about me and contact me and talk to me, and like everything will be fine. But you know, sometimes new changes and new transitions is good for you, and you just have to adapt and just roll with it.
Period. And that was our long venting session, friends.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to the TED Talk.
But let's just kind of just talk about like outside a little bit, just a little bit.
You know, bring a little happier vibes to here.
Just a little bit.
A little venting session. Thank you so much.
Just a little bit. Yo, Kanye West has lost his mind.
Breda. I don't know what is. No, it's.
He's lost his mind.
It's scary.
He has lost his mind.
It's scary.
And you know what? I can't think of any more excuses for that man.
No, there's no more excuses. I don't know what else to say. I've always said it was like a Kardashian curse, but like at this point, I don't even know if it's that and him or if it's just him.
I'll walk one. I think it's just him. I think it's just him because the things that he's doing.
I haven't kept up with like everything, but like I know enough to know that he's mud. Like his whole academy, and it's giving cult.
It's giving cult.
Because when that video was circling around where they're all sung "Good Morning," I'm like, what? It's giving Persian worship to somebody that's not the Lord.
Yeah,
and you're
not supposed to worship. Like you're not supposed to worship the dead.
Is that his mom that they're talking about?
His mom's name is Donda.
I knew that. Oh God. Oh. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Holy water.
Sprinkle the holy water upon him. Listen, I don't want to sound insensitive because at the end of the day, like, we have our parents.
Yes.
And we don't know how that feels.
But that's different. But he's moving scary now.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's why I don't want to sound insensitive about the situation because a lot of people were like, you know, he lost his mom and things like that. But like, I've been around people who have lost a parent and they are not behaving that way.
Yeah. Like, they're not.
Everybody has their moments. I know everybody handles things and deals with things differently. And I understand that. Wholeheartedly, I do. Yeah.
This is getting out of control now, though.
At this point now, if you are that unstable, why do you have a microphone? Why are people letting you
Speak.
Why are people allowing you to come to their platforms to talk?
Yeah, like when he did Drink Champs, I was confused.
Right. And it's like,
I was like, y'all just had Chris Brown and now you brought Kanye? Question mark.
it's not even just that. It's just like, you know exactly what he's been doing before he got on Drink Champs.
But people want to do this for attention.
Right, and that's
they want
exactly
clout.
that's exactly what
They
it was at first.
Yeah.
They were doing it for attention, and that's what I think Drink Champs did, because initially they're talking about, oh, look at the numbers, look at what we're doing. That's all they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, then you're gonna use the excuse of, well, I was drunk, so I didn't really take in what he said. There are people who edit. I know I edit things.
Somebody edits
say
your podcast,
somebody edits
so they can hear.
They
what you're
can
saying.
look through
Whether
things.
you don't remember, somebody's looking.
Someone's
through
gonna be like, "Are you
and-
sure you want to put that in
and
there?"
can tell you that he said some wild shit, and you will either say yes or no.
Exactly
So
that. So it's wild, and like, I've been knowing that Kanye West has just been a little, but like, I cannot believe we still have to have this conversation. But it's gonna be a short conversation when I say this. Like, stop trying to change the narrative of Black Lives Matter. It is what it is. It is Black Lives Matter until Black lives start mattering to y'all, and then we will stop saying Black Lives Matter.
We probably wouldn't stop.
And at this point, how everything is going outside, it's not going to stop. And at the end of the day, I don't care. I'm not here to argue about, oh, why isn't it all lives or white lives? You think we want to say Black Lives Matter?
But the purpose of Black Lives Matter is to. It's like having to remind you that hello, hi, like we're humans because we don't get treated as
the purpose
such.
of Black Lives Matter is to let everyone know that we are human beings.
Yeah.
The purpose of Black Lives Matter is to remind people that Black people are allowed to jog in their neighborhood without getting.
We bleed the same blood.
It's to remind y'all that Black people have feelings too.
If you didn't know.
It doesn't matter. I'm not here to say that nobody else matters. I'm not here to say, I want to say everyone matters. I want to say all lives matter.
Always find something to say.
But I'm not gonna. I'll walk on. It doesn't even matter. I don't care what you find to say. I'm not gonna say it because I can't go outside and jog without people being suspicious of me. I can't sleep in my yard unless people accidentally use my apartment as somewhere else or mistake my apartment for somewhere else, and then. So how can you sit down here and argue with me about all lives and white, and then this idiot boy is gonna walk around with a White Lives Matter shirt on?
And as a Black man, you don't feel embarrassed?
Listen, that man knows exactly what he's doing.
He knows what he's
He
doing.
knows exactly what he's doing,
He
and
does.
that's why I don't feel sorry for Kanye West.
No, he knows exactly.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. Ever want to always bring the race card in it?
No, you
but
don't.
it's like,
but sometimes it feels and it's
it feels that way.
Feels that way.
Like, would you do this to somebody who was who was Caucasian or in any other race? Would you have that same energy towards them, or do you just have that energy towards me because I'm replaceable?
Like, I obviously know that it wasn't like a race thing, but when I went to the game the other day and we were sitting down in the chairs and like they give you free shirts, like they put shirts on every seat. I went into a different section in like a lounge area and they had those same shirts on the seats. And the guy just told us, oh, like, please don't touch those seats. Sorry, not the seats, those shirts. And we're like, yeah, no problem. We already have shirts from the section that we were in. So whatever, we're chilling. We get up, me and my friend, and then we come back to the same section. This man was just like, where did you get those shirts from? And we looked at him, we're like, we got them from the section we were sitting in. Didn't I tell you guys not to pick up those shirts off of those seats? I'm like, we didn't touch them. And he proceeded to feel the shirt to make sure that I didn't have two shirts in my hand. And I was like,
What?
first of all, the shirt's free. It's not coming out of your paycheck. Second of all, why am I taking another shirt? Like, why do I need to steal
I would
a
have
shirt
flung it at him.
that I already
I would have
had?
whipped it in his face.
And I was just like, and of course he was Caucasian, but I was just confused because I'm like, first of all, like, if you told me not to do something and I said I didn't do it, why are you questioning me again? Mm-hmm. And then why are you questioning me for a third time? Mm-hmm. And then why are you going to proceed to feel the shirt to make sure that I don't have two? Like, what was the purpose? Like, you couldn't just say, like, you couldn't just say,
I would have given
okay?
back the shirt. I'd be like, take the freaking shirt. I might take it. Do you see two or do you see one? Do you see two or do you see one? That's what I'm asking. Do you see two? Do you see another shirt? Do you feel stupid or do you feel stupid?
Like, I was just confused. I was like, what? Like, I don't.
And then what did you do after that?
He just said okay and walked away.
Flippin' idiot.
And I was just like, what? Like, and of course, I don't like to bring race up and everything, but like,
it is race.
if that was a white man, you wouldn't have done that.
No.
You would have just let it go.
You wouldn't want to have to do different things. If you value the person that is like, even if, for instance, you did have two shirts, even if that was the case, you have no right to come and feel up anything in my hand. This is my personal space and my bubble. Yeah. You don't have that right to come touch up my stuff. Yeah, don't touch my stuff. Over my arm. No. You're invading. No. Move back. I would have screamed. But that's the problem. It's like nobody believes us, and it's like we always gotta work harder to prove
a point. And we always have to work hard in any situation that we're in because
we're guilty before we're even innocent.
That part.
Before we can even prove that we're innocent, we're guilty.
And we have to work even harder than the person next to us.
Exactly. What's the point of asking me a question if you think you already know the answer? What's the point of him asking you? Telling you not to take two shirts when he thinks you're going to take two shirts and asking you, did you take two shirts? That I took and you said that you know, and you're going to still come do it.
Yeah.
What do you need that additional information for?
Exactly.
That means because you don't trust me.
Yeah.
You don't believe me.
Yeah.
Why don't you believe me? You know what I mean? What is it that makes you feel like you don't believe me? If I told you I didn't do something.
Oh, I didn't see them on the chairs. Okay.
Right. But if I told you I didn't do something, and I don't have I don't have a trait or a history of doing something, why do you think I did it?
And like the person behind us could have took the shirts when we got up because we weren't there the entire time.
That's stupid.
So you don't know.
That's stupid.
Anything can happen.
That's stupid.
It was just a situation that just literally popped into my head that, again, I never really think anything of it. I never try to make race a thing. I don't want to pull the race card all the time, but sometimes it does feel like that. And I feel like people talk to me in certain ways just because of what I look like. Mm-hmm. And I have to remind them that, hello, you can't talk to people like that. Mm-hmm. I've been in many situations like that where I have to remind you, like, hello, I'm also human like you. We bleed the same we bleed the same blood. Like, don't talk to me like I'm not a human. Don't talk to me like I'm an animal or like I'm a piece of gum on the floor.
Like why do you have to, like, what do you need that reassurance or that just to make sure with me? That's what I feel sometimes. I'm just like,
why do I have to reassure you or let you know, bring a full page essay evidence as to why I didn't do something?
Right. Like, what do you need that for? If I told you I didn't do something, I didn't do it. Exactly. Why don't you believe me?
And unless you have full force proof that I did something, you shouldn't be questioning me still.
And then you don't. And then also too, it's like some people will feel like they don't need to tell you what it is.
Yeah,
it's just
like, I don't need to tell you.
I don't need to speak. I don't need to explain myself to you.
So then why do I have to explain myself
exactly.
to you?
I can just accuse you of doing something without providing, even giving you the information that I received to make me believe that you did something.
Yeah, but I just know you did it, and I can just tell you that you did it,
and that's that.
Like what?
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm like, are you guys nuts? Like, what is wrong with you?
It's crazy.
And then it's like, especially when you feel that way and you're the only person that looks that way when you're in those common areas, when you look around, it's just you.
Some people feel like they have to just say they did it just to get away from the situation.
Yeah.
And just say, okay, fine, it was me. When really it wasn't. Or like you didn't do something. Because it's like the more you argue, the worse it gets.
I'm over that. And I'm telling you right now, I'm done with that. I'm over it. I don't have time for it. I think that stuff is stupid. And I'm going to be completely honest with you when I say this. I have had enough. And I don't care if it's pulling the race card. I don't care what it is. At the end of the day, my mom has always told me this. There's only 3 things I need to do in life.
Serve God.
Serve God. Stay black. And die. Period.
And that is that. Oh my God, can we talk about that for a second?
Go ahead.
Why? Okay, I'm new to the outside world, okay? And when I mean by outside world, I mean like the bougier sides of partying, for a lack of a
industry.
better word. Sure, call it industry, I guess. The BBL girls and the lip fillers are everywhere. Like, I'm just standing there and like, quick little disclaimer, nothing is wrong with a BBL or lip fillers or any of that. Do what you got to do. Not my body, yours. But I'm just standing there looking around, and everywhere I looked, BBL. One girl was wearing a corset in the club. Like, full on, like, you know the little jumpsuits that are shorts, little rompers, corset over it.
I think it's sad.
And when I tell you her top lip looked like she got a bug bite and it was swollen, I was like, oh my goodness gracious.
Not the bug bite.
No, like shit, like it was like, and I'm not saying this like in a negative way, but it's just, is terrible.
No, if you want to, then go ahead. But it's
like you don't know
it's
when,
just like
when it's too much.
like sometimes it's like, all right, guys, why do we all have to do this? Like,
Why do we all look alike?
Why is this? Yeah, why is this a new norm? Why can't you just be, you know, like just be you? You know, and not to say that you're not you, but it's like when everybody is hopping on a wave.
But if you know what it is, it's because like when you're in these quote unquote industry parties and stuff, and you're around like
that's what they want. That's the formula.
It's not always celebrities. It's just industry people who just have money.
It's the formula.
It's the formula of what these girls look like when they're around them. Mm-hmm. So like for me now, I'm just standing there and I'm like, obviously I'm just there with people that I know that even got me there, and I'm just chilling, just looking around, and I'm just like, well, I was born with this. I don't look like that. And, like, I'm very much so comfortable with what I look like. Shout out to my parents and God. But when I'm looking around, I'm just like, sometimes I don't feel like I belong here because I don't got a BBL or some big old titties and some lip filler and a straight bust down all black, jet black wig and the lashes going up to Jesus. I'm just like, I don't look like that.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. To me, it's like I'm not shaming anyone. It's
No,
just
definitely not.
Sometimes it's just like, when is like too much too much? You know?
Like, or like when is it not? When is it okay to like? It's okay to not
stop.
Look like that.
Like,
or, like
you don't
just stop
because it's going at some point. I always just try to ask or like think about it. I'm like, we all know we're gonna age?
And like they start from young.
Yeah, and it's like these young 21,
like 20,
22-year-olds that I'm just like, baby girl, like you haven't even like you're still blossoming into the woman that you are going to be, and this is what you think life is at this point.
And I'm looking around and I'm like, why do you look older than me? In the sense of more mature. Like they have like, more I don't want to say older. I want to say more mature faces and more mature bodies, looking like they already went through a little bit of adulthood. And then you ask how old these girls are, they're like 22.
No, that's too much for me.
And I'm like, huh?
That's too much for me. That's too much for me. And the thing is, like, it's like, sometimes it could be different things. It could be insecurities. It can just be like, you just want that attention. And it's like, and I'm not knocking you, but all I want to say is like, that does not have to be your life. You don't have to be. Yeah. You don't have to get the BBLs. You don't have to get the lip fillers. You don't have to do that. A man can love you or a person, whoever you're into, can love you for who you are and what you look like. Because I'm telling you this not to sound whatever, but like when we all pass, because we all are gonna pass, you can't bring your BBL and your lip filler with you to heaven or wherever you're going.
Yeah, but it's just like, I mean, like girls who are like, maybe if you want a little bit more breasts or like you want a little bit more booty.
I remember at one point I wanted to get my breasts done.
Oh yes.
But then all while going, I looked at it. I looked at the pain. I looked at everything. I looked at the money. I said, "There's a lot of things I can do with this money."
And then, like, you think about it. And then
you think about it.
Some of the girlies are like, they got some new fresh titties and they feel nice. And I'm like, you know what? You did that.
Yeah, and
you feel good.
To me, it's like it's cool if you have, but I just think like when you go overboard,
when you over enhance.
Yeah, that's when I'm just like, okay, chill. Like you were good at like 2 cc's ago, like.
200 cc's ago, you were fine.
Yeah, like you were cool now.
You're okay.
You didn't have to go so high.
Know what it's a snatched waist, so basically you look like this, and then you look like this.
You have to talk into the microphone.
Oh, you look like this. Sorry, friends. This is a visual representation. Your body's a stick, and your butt just sticks out like this.
Yeah,
so you look disproportionate.
It's not. And I don't know, man. Like I get it, but at the same time, I'm just like.
Like I get it. I understand. It's a quote unquote look. But these men just want it for show.
Yeah, but I don't want to have everybody else's look. I want my own look.
Y'all be going to the same doctor, low key.
Yeah, like
and that was definitely shade.
No, but for real though,
because you guys be going to the same doctors. Like I said, do as you please with your body,
and like do your research. Like when you're looking at these people, be careful, like where you're getting it from, and like just like really pay attention to like do your research. Don't just go because this person went. Do your research.
Don't just say I want a BBL because you saw somebody else with a BBL.
This is forever. Like this is forever. The things that you're going through, like I would like just because we're on the topic. Winter, she was from Bad Girls Club.
Yes.
And she got her teeth done.
Yeah.
And she said she went to some place and they frig her up. Like she said she's been in the worst pain and like. Teeth pain, I don't play with teeth pain. Teeth pain to me is just, it's borderline like,
It's painful.
Yeah, it's painful. And she's like, yo, every day she got veneers done, and she said she's in pain. She's had to spend thousands of dollars to fix it. She had to spend the next $30K to fix it. She said she's depressed.
$30K.
Yeah, she's like, I'm upset. It's so sensitive. There's so many things that happened with her that like she's been in pain for every day of her life, and like she's just complaining about it. She's like, yo, if you want to do procedures, like just make sure wherever you're going, you do your research, because how are you in so much pain and all you did was get your teeth done?
That's crazy. But that'll be like somebody, and even when you get these BBLs and these breast implants, you have to keep up with them.
Yeah, and it's like people have died on surgery tables. Yeah. You can't just go to the cheapest. Like, do your research. This is your body. This is forever. Like, this is life.
You're playing with your insides.
For real, and that's like, dangerous to be playing with.
And when you get your breasts done, usually I think you have to get them redone like every 10 years to like keep them maintained.
Yeah.
So like, say hypothetically you get your breast done when you're 20. By the time you're 30, you have to go under the knife again. Yeah. And I know somebody who removed their breast implants because it was that painful and like that bad, and they were like, no, like, and like sometimes like I don't know how breast implants would, like fluid would like leak, and like they had to get their breast implants removed because it was detrimental to their life. Infections. And it's causing infections, and that was just because of one granted, not every situation is like that, but you have to be careful. Sometimes you have to spend the money to get a good doctor. Don't just be thinking that, oh, $5 grand BBL here. Don't do that to yourself. No, you can't do that. Like, it just... Cardi B told you guys she got butt shots in, like, Dominican or something like that, or in, like, the Bronx or something, and she regretted it.
Yeah. You got to just really be careful. It's just not... Just don't do it because
smart about your decisions.
You want to just be... You want to be with the in crowd, or you want to look like this person, or this will get you this job.
Don't be 21 and trying to get a BBL.
It's not the end of the day. That's what they feel like they're grown. And if you pay for it, that's your money. Then by all means, just like I said, just do your research. And if you want to look like everybody else, then go on. Because all while go on, I have my man. But now I look nobody. So there's that.
I am tired.
There's that.
I don't really. It was just. I wasn't even like saying like bringing up the topic to like complain or like judge them. I was just like that I've never seen so many.
No, but this was a conversation I've always wanted to have on this podcast because sometimes I feel like that's like the new norm, and people think that's. And then
sometimes I feel like for like I want to say. Like, can I say insecure for lack of a better word? Insecure for like 5 minutes. I'm like, damn.
Like, there's some insecurities.
Yeah, I'm like, holy. It's crazy.
Guy, the day I called you about the jacket, that I was going to get a jacket. Yo, I was in the store and one girl walked in and I didn't know if she was botched or if she chose to look that way. But this girl had no chin. Like, it was just like, and like the chin, yeah. And then like, she was like this, and then her body was saw. And it was like, I was just like, like, I just, like, I was like, yo, like, is that, and I just kept walking because I'm like, nah, this can't be life.
Shout out to the girls who get their body done and look good, though.
But, I mean, there's a thing, like I said, like, it's not to say that you can't do it. I'm not shaming you, but you just gotta know when enough is enough.
Yeah, like, leg off like, silicone and
you don't need to do so much. And, like, men and whomever who out there, like, the stereotypes of things, like, women don't look like that all the time.
Just in case you didn't know.
Okay? So, like, wake up with don't just expect those things, fam, because that takes hard work and lots of money.
I wake up with straight backs and I had to put my wig on in the morning.
Please, I beg. Like, just appreciate what it is and give me, like, love me for me. Like, love me for what I am and don't make me feel like I need this to be to your standards or to your liking. Because then that's like, that was me and my wig. That's why you don't see the wig on my head no more.
Me still wear the wigs. See him wear.
Yeah, good for you. Not me. I just look stupid with it on now.
Well, yeah, you had a...
Yeah, I had a phase, but I used to go to my bed, shower. I wouldn't take the wig off. I had that wig in a chokehold, dog. I made the half wigs, full wigs. But you
see, she had to let go of it. I got on the wig train. Things work for different folks.
Yeah, sometimes...
You appreciate who you are. Yeah. Don't get twisted. I like the straight backs, too.
Don't get it, and I look along braids, but
look along braids to the booty. Are you done?
Yeah, no. That's just not what it is. But
you know, just yeah.
And you can also say that just when you see me moving on doesn't mean you can come try to enter back in my life because we don't need you here.
Oh, that too. But that's I've been saying that from when I was not in certain situations and when I was in situations.
Say it again.
So I mean, it's neither here nor there because the saying they always come back at some point in your life. they show up, and it's up to you to open the door or keep the door closed.
But how does that make you feel when
I get annoyed sometimes, depending on who the person is and who the person that is that approached me. I get annoyed because I'm just like, where was this energy when I asked for it?
But do you need that closure? Like, do you feel like you need that kind of closure?
So by the time you really give me that apology or whatever the heck you would call it or you want to give, I've already been over it, and I've already don't care. So
closure is comfort that you don't need.
Yeah, you don't need it to be honest, because I've already gave myself closure. Me and God talked about it.
Yeah, me too.
So like you telling me whatever A, B, C, D, you can just keep it because I don't need it now.
No. And it's like, for me, when people, I remember at one point I was somebody who felt like I needed closure.
And sorry, before I forget, don't try to apologize for your poor behavior because you weren't in a good space and you couldn't be vocal about that. Totally understand everybody's mental health situation and emotional situations. Not saying that that's not something that I'm not understanding too, but we all have the common sense to know when you're doing something wrong and to know how you feel and to know that this situation is not for me or I don't want this and this is what I want. Because when you go pick your food at a grocery store, you know what you want and you know what you're going in for.
And there's an expiry date for everything.
Period. There's an expiry date for everything and your time is up. So you knew that from jump. Expire. Okay? So, minute and a long talking. Yeah. Because now I'm done now. Like, I'm okay now. Like, I was sad, and I'm never the one to be like, oh, I don't care. No, I care. I cared. Definitely. But now, keep it.
Yeah. It's at that point it comes in. It's like, it doesn't have to be like another man has entered your life or anything like that.
It doesn't have to be, and that's another thing. Don't always assume that it's always another man. It can just be like, I just don't care.
Yeah, it can just be self-healing.
Does another man kind of sometimes help? Sometimes. But we ain't going to act like it doesn't. But
most definitely.
It definitely does help. But more times, it's just me. And then when you're sad and you're crying and you're running up and down and pulling out never mind, that's going to give it away. But anyways, you get the point. Just know I'm outside and I'm okay and healed.
Yeah. So you don't need the closure. Like what I was
getting
back to, you don't need it because at the end of the day, it's just going to be a temporary feeling that eventually will go away. The closure will mean absolutely nothing. Sometimes it's good. If you could be mature enough to get closure, then that's great. But you don't need it to move on.
No, you don't.
You don't need it to do anything to make yourself better. Like at the end of the day, it's self-healing from a situation.
And I even feel like sometimes depending on the relationship and the extent of the relationship, closure can sometimes make it worse.
Yeah, and it doesn't help any situation. And it'll sometimes it can make the situation just more toxic than it needs to be. And just being and letting it go where it is all that needs to be done. And I'm somebody who chased it for a very long time. I chased closure.
Definitely.
It always bothered me if somebody had an issue with me and like I wouldn't know. I want to know why. I want to know why you're mad at me. I want to know why you're upset. Like tell me. At this point, I have come to my life where I went like this. I'm like, yo, I'll walk one.
If you're mad, you're mad.
If you're mad, stay mad.
A dot.
Stay mad. Don't worry about it. Stay mad. I'm okay. You stay mad, and I'll get glad. Yep. Okay? I'm good. I don't need the closure. I don't need to know why you're mad. I don't need to fix the problem. I don't care.
I don't want to fix the problem.
Cry a river, okay? Go cry me a river. Because I'll walk one. I don't care. Because at this point, it's like, if we're not going to be big people enough to have a conversation about it, then that's a you problem at this point.
Yeah, basically.
It's a you problem.
If we try to have an adult conversation, if there was an opportunity to have an adult conversation, you chose not to.
That's a you problem. It's not a me problem. It's all you. Y-O-U. Okay?
Speak to God about that.
You're on your own.
You're on your own. Because me... And like this, that just also comes with age, friends. Because I wasn't always like this.
No, it comes with age. It comes with experience. Like I said, I used to chase it.
And you learn to know what you'll tolerate.
Right. I used to chase it in relationships. I used to chase it with friendships. I used to chase it with workship. I used to chase it with everything. And then sometimes I just stand and I'm like, you know what?
You don't need to explain yourself.
You know what? Keep your explanation. I don't need it.
Yep.
Keep it. Tell it somebody who cares. Tell it somebody who will help them in their everyday life. For me, it's not going to help me. It's not going to change the situation. It's not going to change the matter. It's not going to change time.
It's not going to bring the person
It's not going to bring anything back. It's not going to make the feelings come back. It is what it is.
Yeah, and just
be
leave
gone.
It at that. Just stay where you at.
Stay where you're at.
We
Don't try to come
it.
back. Don't think that I'm chasing after you. Don't think that if I see you, I'm gonna start acting away like
Oh,
whatever.
I
like
hate that. Oh my God, when people see you, like if I don't talk to you and you wanna move stush when you see me put, I don't know you, nigga.
yeah, like I just don't know you. I'm
Like,
not
I don't
moving
know
stush.
you.
I'm not.
Like,
I don't want to talk to you.
You don't need to move away and act away. Like I promise you, I don't see you.
I'm not fronting. It's air. It's air. You are air. Do you know how many times I've told people that they're air to me? You are air. It's just there.
It's just funny because like I peep the room sometimes and I'll see people that like I just don't speak to, and I just see the way that their energy behaves in my peripherals and just walking up and down in the area, and I'm just like,
They're so pressed.
yeah, like ain't nobody checking for you.
Like they're so pressed. I don't business about you.
They're the ones who go back. They're the ones who go back to their friends or whoever and say, "Yo, you know who I saw? Guess who I saw at the function?" Make it look like you guys had a conversation
Yeah, like something happened
when they saw you from across.
You saw
the room.
me. I didn't see you. And even if I did see you, I didn't see you. That's that. You know how many times I've seen people I didn't see?
All right.
You know how many times people, oh, I didn't see you.
Listen.
I keep my head straight, keep my eye, tunnel vision. I don't see you.
I'm like, yeah, I was there. What's up?
Nah, man. It can't be that. It can't be that. So there's that. I think I've literally like.
I've talked to people them ear off.
Yeah, we have. This was a good update. Yeah, so updated. We're gonna have a new deck. Take 5.
We're gonna have a
new setup, a new space. We're just getting everything in.
Things are
getting
getting
the furniture,
sorted.
getting everything sorted out. The sign will be back. Everything will be back.
All
But
right.
you know, just wanted to give you guys an update with what was going on. And the podcast is coming out when the podcast comes out. And I'm gonna do my best to put this in a part of my schedule.
At the end of the day, the content will be out.
Yes, it's gonna come out. I don't know when, but it's gonna come out. But you don't have to tell people that.
Listen.
Silent business partner.
Listen, we are work on the Instagram and them thing there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just follow us. Do all you can. We are working. We're working. November is going to be November.
Don't worry, friends. The content
we're
is
outside.
coming. I'm learning how to use the Instagrams now and post all the cool stuff. So don't worry. CheyTea's going with text.
Yeah, we're going. We're still here. We're still
outside.
Here. That's it. Just be creative. And with that being said, adios. Bye. I'm going to turn off my mic before I start saying more things I shouldn't be saying. Because I'm just
podcast to her. I'm done.
Let me just turn it off.
It's time for me to go home now.